The ugly face of a crime-fighting move. The implementation of the National Automated Facial Recognition System in India lacks adequate safeguards. In the monsoon session of Parliament, no meaningful debate could take place due to the controversy over Pegasus, the spyware. Some Indian journalists, civil society activists and political leaders, and a top election strategist were possibly under surveillance. There has been no categorical denial by the government and that the Israeli software was not purchased. But above this, there is a much bigger issue of the privacy of the entire citizenry which has not received much public attention. On June 23, 2021, the Joint Committee examining the Personal Data Protection Bill, 2019, was granted a fifth extension by Parliament, https://bit.ly/388-UK4Z. While informational privacy is not the government's priority, it has been simultaneously exploring the potential of facial recognition technology. A prying technology. To empower the Indian police with information technology, India approved implementation of the National Automated Facial Recognition System, NAFRS, to facilitate investigation of crime and detection of criminals in a quick and timely manner. On its implementation, it will function as a national-level search platform that will use facial recognition technology to facilitate investigation of crime or for identifying a person of interest, for example, a criminal, regardless of face mask, makeup, plastic surgery, beard or hair extension. The technology is absolutely intrusive. Computer algorithms map unique facial landmarks, biometric data, such as shape of the cheekbones, contours of the lips, distance from forehead to chin, and convert these into a numerical code, termed a faceprint. Thus, for the purposes of verification or identification, the system compares the faceprint generated with a large existing database of faceprints, typically available to law enforcement agencies, through a database on driver's license or police mugshots. But the real problem is that facial recognition does not return a definitive result, it identifies or verifies only improbabilities. For example, a 70% likelihood that the person shown on an image is the same person on a watch list. Though the accuracy of facial recognition has improved over the years due to modern machine learning algorithms, the risk of error and bias still exists. For instance, there is a possibility of producing false positives, a situation where the algorithm finds an incorrect match, even when there is none, resulting in wrongful arrest. Moreover, much research suggests facial recognition software is based on pre-trained models. Therefore, if certain types of faces, such as female, children, ethnic minority, climate change, a catalyst for Arctic cooperation. Environmental challenges should be a priority for all players in the region, outweighing military and economic issues. It is tempting to view the current geopolitics of the Arctic through the lenses of the great power competition and inevitable conflict of interests. Interestingly, the current geopolitical scenario is, to a certain extent, mirrored in the Arctic region as well. This is mainly about the growing tensions between North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, allies and Russia. There are 8 countries that have direct access to the Arctic resources, i.e., Canada, Denmark, Finland, Iceland, Norway, the Russian Federation, Sweden and the United States. In 2013, 6 observers joined the Council, including China, Japan, India, Italy, South Korea, and Singapore, bringing their total number to 13. Security concerns. By the end of the Cold War, the geopolitical tensions and security concerns in the Arctic were almost forgotten. In October 1987, during a visit to the Kola Peninsula, Mikhail Gorbachev, then Secretary General of the Soviet Communist Party, acknowledged the end of the Cold War era and promoted a zone of peace in the Arctic. The perceived harmony was broken in 2007, when the Russian explorers planted their flag on the seabed 4,200 meters, 13,779 feet, below the North Pole to articulate Moscow's claims in the Arctic. This move was certainly viewed as provocative by other Arctic states, and the Canadian Foreign Minister, Peter MacKay, said this is not the 15th century, and countries cannot just go around, plant their flags, and claim the territories. The regional tension increased after the Russia-Ukraine conflict in 2014. Consequently, relations between the US and Russia reached their lowest point again. The rhetoric of the bilateral mistrust was transferred up to the north and created anxiety among other stakeholders in the Arctic. After the events in Ukraine in 2014, Russia has been increasingly viewed as a rule breaker, revisionist power, and an untrustworthy player. Besides, Russia's intention to re-establish the military might of its northern fleet also creates the security concerns and features prominently in the Norwegian foreign policy. On the other hand, some Russian military experts believe that the Barents Sea can serve as the launching area for a Western seaborne attack. Therefore, the Russian Navy should ensure the readiness of its anti-submarine forces in the Arctic Ocean. The eco-dimension. In the last decades, we have been confronted with the multiple wake-up calls that are related to climate change, and these calls are getting louder. The summer of 2021 would be recorded in history as one of the most devastating seasons of our times, when ferocious floods and wildfires were destroying communities in many parts of the world. Climate change, a catalyst for Arctic cooperation. Environmental challenges should be a priority for all players in the region, outweighing military and economic issues. It is tempting to view the current geopolitics of the Arctic through the lenses of the great power competition and inevitable conflict of interests. Interestingly, the current geopolitical scenario is, to a certain extent, mirrored in the Arctic region as well. This is mainly about the growing tensions between North Atlantic Treaty Organization